My name is Rashad and welcome to Everyday Shooters. I'm starting this channel because I wanted to build a channel built around the everyday shooter, not people who do this for a living for YouTube, but just the regular guys who work 9 to 5s, get off work and just want to have some fun, go hunting, go planking. And we're going to be going over everything from air rifles, of course, firearms, archery, maybe some bushcraft. But today, we're here to talk about one of the longest videos I've ever had to make. What you see sitting here in front of you is the Kalibrgun Snipe 2 in 30 cal. Why this is the longest journey I've ever had on a video. See, I bought this gun 4 months ago, and I had it for 3 or 4 weeks when I was first starting about building this channel. And I take it out one weekend, and then I hear a, air guns leak. But when I tried to contact Kalibrgun about it, I didn't hear anything. So I tried them on email, tried them on instant messenger, tried to message them on Facebook, message them on Instagram, message them on the website. This goes on for like 2 weeks, nothing. So then I go to Airgun Nation and I'm like, hey, has anybody had any issues with this? Is something going on over there? Blah, blah. And then a really good user was like, hey, just contact Airguns of Arizona. They're the factory warranty people for this gun. And I don't think it matters if you bought the gun from them or not. So I reach out to Airguns of Arizona, and sure enough, they're the regional repair center for my area. And they say, yeah, just send it out. Took about a month, maybe a little bit less to get it back. And it's been even better since I got it back from them. Like today, we're going to go take it out to the range and we're going to see exactly how good this gun can shoot. But thank you, Airguns Arizona. I highly recommend shopping with Airguns Arizona, because if that's the way they treat people who don't even buy guns from them, it's probably amazing to be a customer of theirs. So shout out to Airguns Arizona. So let's talk about this gun. It is a 30 caliber air rifle. It has a 700 millimeter barrel. It comes with the factory moderator already on it. I've tried this moderator on it. I've tried the Shogun, and I've tried the Yokozuna. And the factory moderator, while it's not quite as quiet as the Yokozuna or the Shogun, is just more accurate. So it depends on if you want to give up and be a little bit more quiet or a little bit more accurate. But from my testing at 75 yards, it's a quarter of an inch difference at 75 yards. So it wasn't worth it to me. So I went back to the factory moderator. Now don't get me wrong, the factory moderator is quiet. It's already quiet. That just makes it quieter. So we also have this 500cc bottle, carbon fiber bottle. You can get 300 bar fills on it. And right now I have my reg pressure set to just under 200 bar. With that 200 bar, I get probably about 25 shots or so off of that 200 bar. I tuned it for power because I wanted to be able to reach out and touch stuff. And I also wanted to make sure that if I hunted something bigger than a squirrel or a rabbit, that I would be able to get the penetration that I needed to get the shot. Also, while we're talking about it, right here, this is how you adjust your reg pressure. It is pretty much the only adjustment that you have and that you need. Like, you just put your Allen wrench in there and you just crank it a little bit at a time. You have this match grade trigger. It's around 0.7 pounds. We'll break out the handy dandy trigger gauge later to show where we're at, but it's one of the best triggers I've ever had on an air rifle. It's an adjustable trigger, so I might have to add a little bit of extra weight to it. We'll see. You have this 20 MOA rail on here right here. It's very nice. It's also sitting on a dovetail rail. Also, you have an ARCA rail right here. It also comes with a Picatinny rail on the bottom of your ARCA rail, but I took it off because, ARCA. Also, if I'm out with my shooting stick has an ARCA rail on the bottom. You have this adjustable backstop with a cheek riser. You also have this. It comes with a lanyard, so you can carry it around because it is a long gun. This is a 700 millimeter barrel. You also have these nice metal magazines. They hold 9 shots in 30 cal. The only drawback I've seen for these is, unlike a lot of other magazines I've had, they don't lock. Like, this sucker just spins around. On top of here, I have my trusty D&T Zulus LRF, one of the best, I don't even want to call it one of the best budget night vision scopes, and you can't beat this bang for buck. This is the V1, the V2s are out right now, and I'm actually looking at the V2 to upgrade to, maybe the Thermite, but right now with this in 5 to 20, for your magnification, it records, does night vision, has your IR torch on it. Just an amazing setup. Let's talk about my pros and cons of the guns. We'll start with my cons first. One, even though it's not directly tied to the gun, customer service. Like I said, messaged them on multiple things. The only thing I didn't do was call them, and that's because they're in the Czech Republic. While the gun shoots amazing, that's gonna, like, I don't know how you feel about that. And once it was up and running, because and the leak was found out, no issues at all. Another negative I would say once again, the magazines. This rifle, even though it's super long, it's super light. You got the carbon fiber shroud, carbon fiber barrel, this forged aluminum chassis. Like, it's nice. It's very, very nice, very light, easy to move around with. Not so much through brush, but just to walk around with, it weighs pretty much nothing. You also have this AR style foregrip that you can change out. I've seen a couple people change it out to the 90 degrees, but I like this rubberized stock they have on here. It's really good for grip, and it's not too thick, so if you have small hands, you don't have to worry about, you know, it not sitting in your hand correctly. I like that it's already built in with Arca rail right at a nice balancing point. As you can see how nicely balanced this sucker is. So especially if you're out on the sticks at night, it's really, or not at night, in the day, anytime you're hunting, you're out on them sticks, it's very, very nicely balanced. I like the fact that you have the option of dovetail and Arca, or dovetail and Picatinny. Gives you a little bit more versatility, but like I said, I'm quite happy with the 20 MOA rail because it enables you to get out a little bit further in the distance. So enough about me and enough about this gun. Let's go take it out to the range and see how it does. So for our first ones, we're going to be trying these 44.5 grain FX hybrid slugs. Okay, so with those hybrid slugs, we had an average speed of 99.26, standard deviation of 4.4, max spread of 11. So they was cooking. Oh, sorry. Okay, so for our next try, we're going to try these Zan 63 grains. Okay, with these Zans, we had an average speed of 888 feet per second, standard deviation of 1.6 seconds, and a max spread of 4 feet per second. So now we're about to try the 63.27 grain JTS dead center hollow points. Let's see how they do. Okay, so the JTS had an average speed of 904.8, standard deviation of 1.9, and max spread of 5. Pretty good. Okay, so now we're gonna try pellets. We're gonna try these 50 grain FX airgun pellets. See how they go. Okay. Okay, so the FX pellets flying at 982.6 feet per second, standard deviation of 1.5, and a max spread of 4. Okay, so this time we're gonna do some Predator poly mags. They're 44.75 grain, but unfortunately, because of that tip, they're slightly too long for the magazine, so we're gonna have to hand load these one shot at a time. So let's see how these go. So we're at 75 yards with these FX hybrids now. Okay, we're back to the Zans again, this time at 75 yards. So now we're gonna do these 50 grain hybrid pellets at 75 yards. Okay, we're about to do these FX pellets at 140 yards. Okay, so now we're doing these FX hybrids at 140 yards. All right, so spent the whole morning out of the range today. We shot, we shot JTS dead centers, Predator polymags, FX airgun pellets, FX hybrid slugs, and of course, Zan slugs. Man, like I said, right now I had it tuned a little bit high for power, so it might be a little too much for some of like things like pellets, or you would think that at least, but no. Like this thing, pretty much, if the gun was off, it was probably user error. Like, so I'll go over some of the numbers we had. Like I said, we shot Predator polymags, and those were averaging 1,012 feet per second with a standard deviation of 1.7. FX pellets 982 with a 1.5, JTS 904 with a 1.9, Zans 888 with a 1.6, and the hybrid slugs 992 with a standard deviation of 4.4. Now, if you watch the whole shooting thing, you'll see out of all the rounds, the Zans ended up being the best. We shot at 30 yards, 75 yards, and 140 yards. That's where we were because it was one of the members only places where I can actually use the shooting bench to give this gun the best chance to perform at its peak, because I wanted to take every variable out that I could. The only variable I can't take out is me. You know, I'm still, getting used to shooting air rifles over regular rifles, and also getting back into shooting in general. I got out of it for a minute, but we back. So, what can I say about this after shooting it all day this morning and shooting it again for like I said, 2 weeks since I've gotten it back from Airguns of Arizona? Peak gun for bench rest. Really good gun for hunting where you can be stationary, coyote hunting where you're calling them in, maybe deer hunting from a blind, or maybe not deer because it's 30 cal. But if you're hunting from a blind on a feeder for like say hogs or something like that, great. You're not going to be going through a lot of brush with this super long gun. As far as accuracy goes, if you watched the video, like I said, you can see, especially like this gun absolutely loved the FX hybrids. Some of these, not so much. Some of them I expected a lot of, some of them I didn't. Some of them surprised me. Like it actually surprised me that the pellets, even at 140 yards, was still grouping. It was like, I think, if I remember correctly, 3-4 inch group, but still 140 yards with pellets. Like I said, the FX hybrids at 75 yards, it was about the size of a nickel, maybe a little bit bigger, which was crazy to me. And then at 140 yards, like I said, if I remember correctly, it was 2.5 inch group, and 2 of them was like really, I pulled the trigger just a little bit early. It wasn't on my natural respiratory pause. So I'm going to blame it on that and say that I think that this gun is easily capable of sub 2 inch groups at 140 yards. My final, I guess, opinion on this gun, great gun. If I could separate the gun from the company, I would give it an A+. But since I cannot, because once again, and this is anecdotal, because like I've talked to people online, and a bunch of people online told me that they've never had any kind of issues like that with the company. They are responsive to them, and they're super surprised. If I could separate the company from the gun, I would give it an A+. But since I cannot, and because somebody else might run into these same issues I ran into, and not know that they can go to one of their warranty places, I'm going to give it a B+. Accuracy is phenomenal. Weight is phenomenal. The fit and build, phenomenal. My only issue is like what I said, like for something which I do, this 700 millimeter barrel is super accurate, but it's also super long. If you're not shooting from a bench, or you're not shooting somewhere stationary, it could be an issue. Once again, thank you for sticking around, checking out our videos. We're going to try to get out as many videos as we can. If there's guns you want us to do reviews on and show some stuff on, whether that be traditional firearms or air rifles, right now we're concentrating on air rifles, let us know. If you're somebody who wants us to shoot your gun and try your gun out, we will give an honest review on your gun. We're not going to pull any punches. We'll be as honest as humanly possible, but we will also give you the fairest shot that we possibly can. Once again, thank you so much. If you like what you saw, like and subscribe. Tell us what you liked and what you didn't like in the comments, and we'll see you on the next one.